If you need to carry everything, including the kitchen sink, then you need an estate car. And the Ford Mondeo has always been at the very cutting edge of the space race. Obviously, being the Estate, it's more practical than the hatchback, but yeah, you're not going to notice that from the driver's seat. It has the same simplified dash design as the hatch, with lots of soft touch materials in your immediate eye line. And it comes with Ford's latest infotainment system with large touchscreen. Now, if I'm honest, this is not the best system on the market, but it is all right, and on this new Sync 2 system, you can control more of the car's functions than ever before by using voice commands. And you just activate it by pressing this button then.
Please say a command.
Please can you tell me the weight of an African male elephant?
Try saying a device name like phone or USB. You can also say navigation or climate, main menu. Say a command.
Right, so as long as you know the commands it understands, then it's good. But those commands are quite limited still. If you like, you can get the car pretty much fully loaded too. This is the range-topping titanium model, and it's fitted with the X-Pack, which adds dynamic LED headlamps, full leather with 10-way adjustable seats, perfect for those who need more than 8-way adjustment. And for those who like cubby spaces, they're both plentiful and spacious in the Mondeo. You can get the Mondeo Estate with the same raft of safety features you get on the hatchback version, so things like autonomous emergency braking, blind spot monitoring, and active cruise control, which incidentally is only available on this range-topping titanium model. Now, range of engines are the same as on the hatch as well, and they include a 1-litre engine. Okay, so admittedly it's got a turbocharger, but still you may find that a little bit underpowered if you intend to use your Mondeo for towing or for lugging loads and loads of stuff around. So most people, yeah, they're going to want the diesel. And this 2-litre diesel, I think it's very good. I'm averaging an economy figure of, well, 41 miles per gallon. It's all right, it's not great, but it's okay. And then this one, it's actually got the automatic gearbox. Now, the automatic gearbox, it errs on the side of comfort rather than urgency. It's good enough, and it shifts gears nice and smoothly. You can take control yourself by using these pedals, but it doesn't like to drive in manual mode for long. It'll soon switch back into automatic mode, but that's not a problem. And the handling as well, this car drives exactly the same as the hatch really. It weighs 20 kilograms more, so you don't notice that. And Ford has set this new Mondeo up to be more of a relaxing cruiser. So yeah, it's comfy enough, good round town, good on long journeys, but it lacks that sparkle that the old one had. It's just not that much fun. And if you want an estate car that's fun, then you probably want to look at the Mazda 6 Tourer. Now, this may not bother you estate drivers one bit, but there is something that will. Obviously, this estate version of the Mondeo is more practical than the hatchback, but it's not as practical as its main rivals. Boot space, for instance, it's not as large as on a Volkswagen Passat. And while the space is, it's all right, and there's some features I do like, there's nothing particularly inspiring about it. So one of the things I like is the fact that, yes, it's not too hard to remove the parcel shelf. And really, I don't know why all manufacturers don't do this, because it's blooming obvious. Have somewhere underneath the floor where you can store the parcel shelf when you don't need it. Now, that's one thing I do like about the Mondeo's boot, but other than that, it's pretty slim pickings in terms of features. So there's no clever rails or tether points. I like the fact you've got no load lid, but then look at this here, this huge expansive bumper, that's going to get scratched. And then if I wander around and fold the seats down, because I absolutely have to, because there's no releases here in the boot, so I've got to travel all the way around here to lower the seats. Yes, you do get a completely flat low bed, but once again, with the seats folded, the overall volume isn't as big as on a Passat Estate. I also don't think it's as spacious in the back seats as the Passat. Now, well, it starts off good though, because you've got an absolutely massive opening, doors open almost to 90 degrees, so getting in is dead easy. Some giant has been sat in this seat, and it's pushed pretty far back, but I've still got plenty of knee room. The problem is headroom. Now, it's better ever so slightly than on the hatchback, but still there's very little leeway there, so taller adults would struggle. Doesn't help we've got the optional panoramic sunroof, which does eat into headspace a bit, but overall the room back here isn't as much as you'd expect. Another thing to watch out for is if you've got a child seat, because this Mondeo is fitted, I'll show you here, with special rear seat belts, which actually have an airbag in them, and that is a great safety feature. But if your child seat doesn't have ISOFIX fittings and you can't use the tethering points and you need to just use a seat belt, it doesn't actually stretch far enough to go around certain child seats. So if you get this car, you might have to change your child seat. Thing is, while this Mondeo may not be the most practical estate car, it's still a decent enough estate car. But if you're considering this, you should still check out its rivals and watch our review of the Mazda 6 Tourer by clicking down here, and the Volkswagen Passat Estate by clicking down there. You can watch our very latest video review by clicking up here, and please click on our logo to subscribe to our channel. And if you're watching on mobile, click the links below the video, as they do exactly the same thing. Now, if you're wondering what the weight of an African male elephant is, you can find out by watching my review of the BMW 1 Series, because that car could answer that question. Honestly, it actually could.